You've worked hard, you've put together an amazing worksheet, got all your Excel stuff done. Now you need to print it or share it. So let's take a look at printing and sharing your stuff in Excel. How do we go about doing that? There's a couple of really cool little tricks you should know about to be able to print and share your work. We are going to go over these things right here in this video. So if you want to pause this video to see what we're going to cover, pause it now. I have an example here. So let's say I'm preparing to print this little worksheet, or actually it's quite a huge worksheet. There's 3,000 records here, 3,000 different rows. If I go all the way to the bottom, 3,000. There we go, back to the top. The best thing to do is to go into View and choose Page Break Preview. That's one of my favorite things to do before printing, and I can now see what is going to print, which page it's going to print on, and how many pages there's going to be. You can see right here I'm at page 70. Over here I am at page 39. Then down here, page 40. Over here on the left, barely visible. Maybe if I zoom in on that with my little handy zoom deal down here on the bottom, I will see that there is page 1 right there. I'm going to be printing a whole bunch of pages. And not only that, I'm going to have pound signs in what I'm printing. Those pound signs, once again, just means there are numbers back there. So I need to stretch that out a little bit. Very good. I could double click it right there, and it gives a perfect fit just in case there was numbers farther down that I wasn't seeing that were just going to be pound signs. I might go through actually and double click everything just to make sure it fits. And sometimes when I do this, it's going to change where these little blue bars are. There we go. Very nice. Didn't change any of my blue bars. What else is there to know about this? So I could start dragging these little blue bars and putting them in different places. So I could say, you know, I just want this all to be one page. But before I do that, I'm going to go into what is called page setup. Page setup. There's many different ways to get there. You could go to page layout, and then you have this page setup right here. And you can actually access a lot of the options right here. So maybe I want to change the orientation from portrait to landscape. What does that look like? And as I change that, you can see I've got page 1 there and then page 92 over there. Maybe I want to change my margins, normal, wide, nice visual representation, narrow. Let's try narrow. Didn't change anything. I'm going to leave it at normal. Maybe I want to change my paper size. Maybe I want to print this legal, upload it to, I want to call it Kinko's, but it's FedEx Office. But I've always known it as Kinko's, so I think that means I'm getting old. Maybe I want to print it to FedEx Office. I click there, and it did change my blue line. I'm going to hit undo. Oh, no, it didn't. Redo. No, didn't change anything. Almost. I am going to leave it at landscape and with letter. Yeah, it did change my blue lines. There we go. Legal. So I'm going to leave it on legal. So that's actually looking pretty good. But there's more. There's more. I can show you more. There's more options. There are even more options. There are more options right here under page setup. I click that arrow, and I could again choose a lot of these things I was just choosing here: portrait or landscape, my margins, right? I could add headers and footers, so that's a good idea. And to do that, you think you might just click in that box. No, that is not the case. You click this button, and now you could add a header on the left side, the right side, the center side. So I might say Todd McLeod, and in the center section, I maybe insert the date. And on the right, maybe I'll insert the page number of the total number of pages. There we go. And pages and pages. Insert page number, insert number of pages. But over here, they look pretty much the same. So now that's going to look like that. And I could add a footer down here the same way too if I wanted to do that. Here's where it gets really cool. So I could come in here and I could repeat rows at the top right here, and I can repeat columns at the left. So repeating rows at the top is going to be really handy for this because I want to repeat that row right there at the top. So I just select the whole row, and columns to repeat at the left. No, I do want to print grid lines. And if I want to print black and white, you know, it'll kind of turn it to grayscale, so it's not going to try to print my blue colors, but we'll transfer that into grayscale, which will happen anyhow if it's not a color printer, but you could say black and white. And if it is a color printer, then it will print black and white. So I hit OK, and now I'm going to go back into Page Break Preview. And I'm here in Page Break Preview, and I can start adjusting this. Well, you saw under Page Layout and Page Setup, right, that in here I could change scaling right there. Right now it's adjusting to 100% normal size. I'm going to hit Cancel. I'm going to drag this blue line over here. And now it made this all page 1. And if I look at Page Setup, my scaling went to 70%. So it's going to print this to 70% of its normal size. And that's okay with me, right? So I'm going to hit, that's fine, okay. And I can see my total number of pages now are 66 pages, right? And this little row right up here at the top is going to repeat each time, versus before I did that page scaling, right? I had over 98 pages. I had hundreds of pages. 194 pages. So with a little reduction going to 70%, once again, just dragging this over, there we go. I'm at 70%, and it brought it down from 200 pages to 70 pages or whatever the heck that was. Now I could go into print and print preview it. So I could go to File. So once again, that's always kind of a little shocking to me. Where did my spreadsheet go? But I come up here to File.